after leaving school, where are we? We realize that most of the time we are nowhere to be found any longer. And that baffles me. As Muslims, we have no excuse for us not to actually develop ourselves. Because according to the Quran and the Hadith, seeking knowledge is actually mandatory on every Muslim, be it male or female. And also, it's also found from the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that said that he who trains a man trains an individual, and he who trains a woman actually trains a nation. If we actually believe in this hadith, we should also know that knowledge actually leads to self-development or personal development. And we shouldn't see that university education is actually the climax of development for a woman or a Muslimah. So it takes me to the question, what are your goals as a Muslimah? What are your goals? And for me, my goals is to attain success in this world and in the hereafter. And success is not, according to Michelle Obama, success isn't about making so much money. It's about the difference that you make in people's life. So if we believe that success isn't about making money, it's about the impact we make in people's life. My question is, in your space as a Muslimah, what impacts are you creating? What impact are you making? Are you actually making impact? Because the world, the women in the world now are making a whole lot of impact. And for me, Muslims are not supposed to be left out in that. In Vanguard Pharmacy today, we actually do our own little impact in ensuring, just like what I said earlier, to ensure that we provide quality medications for human and animal, and ensuring that our products are genuine is one of the impact that we are creating. Another impact is ensuring that we are creating job opportunity for people. We currently have about 300 employees. So it's an impact on its own in our own space. And also in terms of taxes, we pay a lot of taxes at the local government, the state government, and the federal government level. It's another impact on our own that we are actually creating. And for me, I say that Quran 2 verse 201 says, Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. Oh Lord, give us in this world that which is good, and in the hereafter that which is good, and save us from the torment of fire. So if we believe in this verse, it's not for us to fold our hands as Muslimah or be laid back and sit back at home and say that we're just praying. We must pray and act, because Allah has said that He has given us wisdom. In our wisdom, what are we doing? What impact are we providing? And we cannot provide impact if we are not developed. We must see that it is beyond the university education that we have amassed. With our education, we can't sit back at home. We shouldn't be relegated to be just a mother or a wife. We realize that we have a whole lot of responsibility outside there. We have a lot of children that are not well catered for, because it's not scary, especially in the Nigerian space that we have today. If you are not there, ensuring that we are contributing our quota, we realize that just taking care of our own kids or immediate family, meaning those kids that are outside, that are not being taken care of, that are not being provided job opportunities, they are not being taught, will be the one that will create a chaotic environment for all of us. So that takes me to keys of attaining personal development. If we actually believe that personal development is beyond acquiring a degree. Number one is, as Muslims, we must be highly visionary. We must begin to think, what do we want to do? What do we want to achieve? A Muslim must have a pre-knowledge of where she's going to, and as a result, plan and organize our priorities to be able to fit into the future plans. Because the world is consistently moving. We must understand that whatever decision that we take today will affect not only us, but our entire family and the society at large. And if we are not there as Muslims, we will realize that we will keep complaining of discriminations. Yes, we are being discriminated, maybe because we use hijab and all that. But the reality is that we need to push forward. We are not going to be given on a platter of gold. The picture we have here is showing Caroline Walker. She was the first Muslim to be elected as a judge in the New York. And she was the first first Muslim to be sworn in using the Quran. So if she was not there, if she was not visionary, if she didn't have her visions, her dreams, she wouldn't be able to get there, because we begin to say we are being discriminated. So we must come forward. It's time for us to ensure that we come forward as Muslimah so that we can achieve our dreams and become successful in this world, and of course, without forgetting the hereafter. As a Muslimah, we must be a long life learner. The university education, I repeat, is not the climax of development. As a Muslimah, we must constantly ensure that we look for avenues to develop ourselves. Voluntarily, we must be self-motivated. Nobody is going to motivate us. We must come out of our shell to ensure that we pursue knowledge in order to develop ourselves. And it's not about university knowledge. It's not about acquiring a whole lot of degree. Because if you're not into academics, I don't see any reasons why you keep amassing academic degree. We have a lot of certification. We have a whole lot of, wherever you find yourself, wherever space that you find yourself, you must constantly develop yourself so that you will be relevant and be competitive in your space. Yes, we have a whole lot of things to do, taking care of our own, but we must find a way to ensure that we balance this up with the support of our husband, with the support of our kids. I remember when I did a program at the Lagos Business School. One of my daughters was asking me then, Mom, why are you just going to school? You should have done this before getting married. But I had to tell her that education or learning or knowledge is beyond the tertiary education. It's a long life thing. We keep learning till we drop dead. Then as Muslimah, we must be optimistic that we can actually achieve whatever we set our minds and whatever goals that we set for ourselves. It's actually achievable, despite the lot of discrimination, despite where we have it that women are not being given chances to be able to, in political space, in different spaces that we find ourselves. They feel that because as a woman, that because you're married, you're going to give birth to children, you begin to ask for maternity leave, you begin to fall sick, maybe during pregnancy and all that. And people don't want to give you that opportunity or chance to actually lead, because their fear is that you're coming up with a whole lot of excuses and reasons. But even with that, we realize that women are very, very strong and they are able to juggle all those things together. As Muslimah, we must also be persistent. Nobody is going to give you on a platter of gold. I repeat, you must ensure that your work ethics, you must ensure that you stand up and face difficulty even when there's opposition. Persistence is critical, because in everywhere that you're going to be tested to be able to see what stuff do you have, what can you offer. And what makes it worse is that because when you cover your head, they begin to look at you. Do you have anything upstairs? What can you offer? And that's why you have to ensure that even when you fail, you keep ensuring that you move forward to own your space. As a Muslimah, you must ensure that you have your voice. Your voice is the epitome of leadership. You must be willing to speak the truth at all times, and you must be heard. You must speak the truth and ensure that even when people don't want to change, you must ensure that your voice is heard. The picture we have here is showing the picture of Raheedat Agbaje-Akinlabi. She stood her ground at the call to bar to ensure that the Muslim woman actually wears her hijab at the call to bar. Yes, it wasn't easy. She was denied. And obviously, because her voice was heard, it actually came to light. So your voice does not need to be very loud. You don't need to shout. You don't need to protest. You don't need to. But the reality is that when you constantly say the things that you believe in and the things that are supposed to be, you realize that people are going to fall in. They are going to be inspired by your talk, and eventually your voice will be heard. As a Muslim, you must also have your passion and purpose, because it's your passion that will keep driving you. Passion and purpose is dedicated to a cause. Your cause, it's a feeling that you desire and a love that you have to hold on to. You must be passionate about raising your children, running an organization, whether you're a teacher, you're a professional, you're a lecturer. You must actually be passionate about what you do. It's not as if it shouldn't be as I found myself in the teaching profession because I could not actually get what I wanted to do. If you have found yourself to be in the teaching profession, you must do it with all your power and enthusiasm. You can't just be, because what you don't have, you cannot give. If you're not passionate about it, you realize that you cannot give your best in wherever you find yourself. And as Muslims, we must be confident enough, because people are not going to give you that chance and opportunity. So if you're not confident about yourself, you will easily throw in the towel and you'll be relegated to just sit at home and be taking care of your children and your husband alone. So confidence is just to believe in your ability to be able to succeed. You must believe in the cause. This is actually tough, but because we get so many external messages, they see you because you cover your face, does not mean that you don't have your voice, does not mean that you should not be heard. So people look at you, what does she have to say? What does she know? But by being confident, you're going to dish out the stuff that you're actually made of. And by doing so, you'll be able to contribute to the community and the world at large. Women are naturally meticulous. They are focused and very organized. Those are some of the virtues or the qualities that Almighty Allah has endowed in women. How do you use this? So because of all those things, it's what actually helps you to be able to run your career and simultaneously run your home effectively. As Muslims, we have to ensure that we are not complacent. The world is constantly changing. The world is evolving. So it's not even the education, the university degree or the tertiary institution degree that you have is not enough to sustain you in the world of today. In the world of technology, in the world of social media, in the world that everything is constantly moving and changing. What you learned yesterday might not be so much of importance in the world of today. So if you are not developing yourself, if you are not equipping yourself with the relevant knowledge, you realize that you will not be relevant. So it's not going to be a game of that people are not allowing you to be, because you're not being relevant in the world. You even realize that in taking care of your children, you might not be relevant because those children are way ahead of you in terms of technology. So what do you want to dish out? And that's why you must constantly develop yourself. As women, we have limits. There's a point that we actually break down. And that's why we must seek for support. We should not feel that we can do it all alone. When you need help, let people know that you need help. You need the support of your husband to be able to do a whole lot that I've actually been talking about. You need a very good support system. It's not easy. Running the home and being at the forefront of your career, it's not an easy thing. For you to be able to achieve this, you must have the support of your family, your children, for them to be able to understand if you're not going to be around, for them to be able to do some things on their own. So as Muslims, let us ensure that we collaborate with our other Muslim women, just like what Mrs. Akinlabi is putting up for us today. It's a way of supporting women so that we can be better. Women are known to often not want to ask for help because we feel that by seeking for help, they might see us as being incapable or incompetent. The reality is that it's a lie. Everybody has his vulnerability, and we must be able to show our vulnerability so that we can get help and support from time to time. As Muslims, we must ensure that we are not founding in our supplications. Because for us to thrive, we also need Almighty Allah. So our daily salats, our 5 times salat, our tajud, our askar and all that, we should ensure that we are up to tune with them. And that will, with that, Almighty Allah will always make our affair easy for us. It's also said that God isn't going to change, or Almighty Allah is not going to change the condition of a nation or a generation until we change what is within us. So we are the ones to ensure that we constantly strive to ensure we develop ourselves to be able to change the space that we are in, so that Almighty Allah will make our affairs easy for us. Lastly is gratitude. You can actually be anything you want to be in this world. Just don't be ungrateful. Really successful women realize that their success did not occur in vacuum, either at home or at work. You must be able to express gratitude to people that have helped you to get to wherever you are. If you have a very supportive husband that is supporting your career, in ensuring that you don't lack at home and also at your own front, you must constantly show gratitude. You mustn't be of a person that feels that I have arrived, or I have all it takes, or I am the one that is in charge, or I'm the one doing a whole lot of things. No, you must express gratitude to your children, everybody that supports you, whether your in-laws, your colleagues at work. You must show kindness and respect to them. And in that tune, you will also be respected. According to Imam Shafi radiallahu anhu, he says that knowledge is that which benefits and not what is memorized. So we have to ensure that whatever knowledge, it cannot be what is staying in our memory alone. On that note, I want to appreciate the organizers of this program for allowing me to be able to say one or few things. And I say that may this be an uja for us on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. May Almighty Allah accept it as an act of ibadah and forgive me wherever I must have heard today. Assalamu alaikum.
Allahu Akbar, MashaAllah. Thank you, Mrs. Kawthar Bolajoko Odukoya, Executive Director, Vanguard Pharmacy. We've taken so much from you. She's talked an example of women who have achieved so much. She did mention also some of the qualities or values that we need to have as Muslima who would like to indeed thrive, on all fronts. She mentioned persistency, passion, purpose, being confident, being dedicated to whatever we do. She also mentioned that we should avoid complacent in anything that we are involved in, and that we should not think that being so vulnerable when we seek help, that as women, we should also seek help to receive support when necessary. And also we should always show gratitude. Yes, we should be grateful. And we thank you